Grade 11. So today we are looking at the types of respiration. So yesterday you were supposed to fill in these notes and then draw your own models. And I'm sure you were thinking, Miss Graves, that's so mean. We don't really know what you're talking about. These are very vague explanations. I just wanted you to read through them and try your best to understand and see what you could create for your own models. So I've drawn some excellent drawings over here. So this is, let's just make sure, yeah. This is for cellular respiration. So it says when cells create ATP from oxygen and sugars and release waste products. So this is my excellent drawing. So my diagram is inside of a cell. This is the mitochondria here. These are just different parts of the cell. I know, it's really good. So anyways, we can see that oxygen and sugar go into the mitochondria, and then the mitochondria releases ATP. So cellular respiration is the process of oxygen and sugar being combined to make ATP or energy for our cells. So it's just as simple as that, and this is just cellular respiration. So your drawing should look somewhat like this, probably not as good because this is really well drawn, but you should have oxygen and you should have sugar and you should have it creating ATP inside of a cell, okay? So next we were talking about internal respiration. So this is when oxygen and carbon dioxide diffuse between the capillaries in the bloodstream and the cells. So in this case, you should have a capillary as well as cells inside of the body. So, whoa, Miss Graves, that's too good of a drawing, so nice. This is my key over here for when I know if blood has oxygen, if it's oxygenated blood or deoxygenated blood. So obviously that's really obvious because those are really well written and well drawn. And this is pointing towards this as a capillary bed. So these are my capillaries, these kind of longer tubes, and then these are my two cells that I've drawn in here. So it says when oxygen and carbon dioxide diffuse between the capillaries in the bloodstream and the cells. So I have my capillaries, I have my cells. This is my oxygen diffusing into my cell and my carbon dioxide diffusing out of the cell into the bloodstream. So again, this is internal respiration because it's happening really deep inside the body. Cellular respiration was happening inside the cell. Internal respiration is happening deep inside the body. So again, here our oxygenated blood is coming through our capillary, dropping off its oxygen into the cell, and then our red blood cells pick up and help carry a little bit of the CO2, and CO2 is diffused into our bloodstream to go back to our alveoli and lungs. Okay? So then the last one we're looking at is external respiration, and this is when oxygen and carbon dioxide diffuse in the alveoli. So we should know that we have to have a pulmonary capillary as well as an alveoli. And here it is, ta-da! Again, such nice drawings. This word says air. This is an A-I-R. So this is air coming in the alveoli, bringing in our oxygen. This would be air leaving our alveoli, taking out our CO2. So typically those don't happen at the same time, but for the sake of this drawing, we have them both so you can see both. Our pulmonary capillary actually wraps around our alveoli, right? So it goes around the little sac inside of our lungs. A branch of the bronchioles is our alveoli over here. So our pulmonary capillaries are wrapped around so that our oxygen and CO2 can diffuse into the air inside of our alveoli, and CO2 can diffuse inside of our alveoli, and O2 can diffuse into our red blood cells and into our pulmonary capillaries. So you can see here, this is the deoxygenated blood coming in. It's releasing CO2. The air that's come in has brought fresh O2. O2 goes into our red blood cells and they continue back towards the heart. And then after that CO2 has been deposited into the, or has been diffused into the space in the alveoli, it is taken out when we exhale. So hopefully those are these excellent drawings. I know they're very good. Yours are probably a little bit better, I will admit. Hopefully the drawings help explain these different concepts. So thinking about it, cellular respiration's inside the cell. Internal respiration is deep inside the body, and external respiration is the most superficial. So this is when air would actually be exiting the body or actually leaving through like the compression of the lungs, but that's connected to the alveoli. So that's how we get the kind of term external, that there's something actually external happening here, because this air will eventually be leaving the body. This is internal because it's all taking place inside the body, and then this is cellular because it's happening inside the cell. So your drawings should look something like this. If they don't, please adjust them. If you have any questions, let me know.